the popular notion of free will doesn't make any sense, it doesn't fit the facts, none of that matters. I mean, the equation between the crocodile and the man with the axe does actually become valid for me emotionally. You all dealt with a ticketing system that seems like it was run from a cave in Afghanistan. No one could have done it the way you just did it. Don't you feel good about yourself?
Golf, Ben Stiller, psychopath.
A crocodile really is a crocodile, and it really will eat you. He might have been a scary boy, but he was also a very unlucky boy. There's a case I just read about of a lawyer who was representing a large collection of rats. At that point, evil is a nutritional deficiency. You have to admit that this is what guns are for, to shoot people like Uday Hussein. I want to say Atlantis doesn't exist. Dan wants to say that Atlantis is really Sicily. I've managed to stay out of the criminal justice system. We don't punish crocodiles. You've all made an effort to be here tonight, presumably because you wanted to hear what I had to say about free will. And you're trying to listen to me, but you have a voice in your head that just says things.
It's important to do something other than masturbate.
Okay, if you wake up tomorrow morning thinking that saying a few Latin words over your pancakes is going to turn them into the body of Elvis Presley, okay, you have lost your mind. I wouldn't want to live in a universe where I don't marry Angelina Jolie. And therefore, all religions could be true. Now, I'm standing up here trying to reason with you, and you'll think, he looks a little like Ben Stiller.
I'm hoping you're all going to head out into the night, relieved of the burden of free will.
I don't fucking look like Ben Stiller. The time it took to tear away the wrapping paper should have allowed you to steel yourself, but suddenly there it was. Wow. Do you like it? That's amazing. Where'd you get it? Bangkok. Do you like it? When were you in Bangkok? Christmas. Do you like it? Yes, definitely. Where else did you go in Thailand? I have now broken into a cold sweat. In this vein, I recall an encounter I had with a U.S. Customs officer upon returning from my first trip to Asia. The year was 1987, but it might as well have been the summer of love. No one would ever call you fat, but if I were you, I'd want to lose 25 pounds. Where are you coming from? The officer asked, glancing skeptically at my backpack. India, Nepal, Thailand, I said. Did you take any drugs while you were over there? As it happens, I had. I tried opium in India. Opium? Yes. Opium or heroin? It was opium. In fact, over the next 10 minutes I told this lawman everything I knew about the use of mind-altering substances. I see that you're looking at my face. Please be aware that I do not look this good first thing in the morning. A polite host might not acknowledge that one of her guests has just said something so stupid as to slow the rotation of the earth. Would you like a car that was more likely to run over white people? Or happy hour just ended, but the waiter will still take your order. And those are the best tacos on earth. Maybe you should sacrifice your firstborn child. Looking at my daughter, thinking about she's just a part of the physical universe, and wow, neurotransmitters. We're going to play cops and robbers now with a real gun, right?
Poseidon really gets pissed off when you masturbate.
This is the glass that Elton John drank from in his last concert here,
yeah, right.
Language is next to useless. If you really think you have an interest in the nature of mind, well then just take 5 grams of mushrooms. And it must be said that my wife Annika was strongly encouraging me to do this. I wasn't raped by a jaguar, but I can't say we're entirely on platonic terms either. It's as though we lived in a universe where if you just reached into your right pocket with your left hand, rather than pull out your wallet, you'd pull out the Andromeda Galaxy. This is just a completely random story taking up all your precious time. There's no conflict between science and witchcraft. I don't care that people will murder me. No, your problem is just with kind of fundamentalist witchcraft. When I look at you, I see you might be Elvis.
What should we, and I said we as a global community, maybe rational members of the global community, do in the event of a faith-based nuclear attack?
You have $10 to give away every month to help struggling humanity. You tell me you'll give 10 to Leela this month. And I say, well, it's Leela and her brother, so it's like if you only can give 10, and you say, well, actually, I'm just going to give 8. I don't care that people will murder me. We have been sold this meme.
Death is the appropriate response to leaving the religion.
There are Muslims who are Muslims who don't want to kill Muslims, who are horrified by Muslims, who don't want to kill Muslims, phenomenal Muslims who don't want to kill ISIS, who are horrified by apostates, who don't want to kill apostates, who are horrified by Muslims. And we could expect to see Jesus coming back on clouds of glory and moving to Missouri. For most dogs, most of the time, humans have been a great invention. Build a chess engine, and it couldn't even play tic-tac-toe. Endless opportunity to put my foot in my mouth or put my foot in someone else's mouth or have someone put their foot. If you put everyone on vacation, on the best vacation, a majority of people will eventually be miserable because they're not back at work. It's possible to be happy actually doing nothing, just sitting in a room for a month, right, and just staring at the wall. We built a college undergraduate, and we wanted just to keep it stuck there. Probably being free is a bad thing. You, by just being in the latest version of the Chrome browser, can know that you can differentiate, real and fake videos. If the cure for cancer comes from an insentient AI, I do not give a shit. If you wind up homeless, just don't sleep in front of my store because you're going to hurt my business. Give me a 45-minute documentary on how the Holocaust never happened. The idea that you could have hundreds of kids for which you have no financial responsibility, that should be the most rewarding thing that you could possibly do with your time. Write me 1,000 journal articles on why mRNA vaccines cause cancer. Almost all of the truly bad things that have happened to me, destabilized relationships and priorities, it was all Twitter. You can be as lazy as you want and you'll still survive. All the noises I've made in the last 5 minutes are just like a new religion of fear, right? It's like someone once sent me a photovoltaic and so it's I kind of got plowed back into me, but the economic cost alone, it just would be. So anyway, consider. Monkeys or right. So when this was like the mid 80s, but Among Us, okay. Just think, in the we if the okay,